Stalingrad is set in one of the most iconic battlegrounds from World War II. Underplayed within the hell loose competitive scene, we don't often see Stalingrad played out, meaning there is an opportunity for more novel strategies to be used. All midpoints are characterised by the hill on the German side, providing a tactical advantage for German armour and MG players. Creative use of the buildings and walls on this hillside will provide the German players the ability to slow down the advance of any Soviet push. With a lot of open ground for the Axis side to take if they lose any of the midpoints, we could see a fast Soviet attack as they can defend with relatively few numbers on all three midpoints. Yet, with the new seasonal rules of no Panthers and one unkillable artillery, the Soviets now stand a greater chance of success. The IS-1 can match the Tiger blow for blow, though is still vulnerable to the Panzer IV from most angles. The Soviets have two unique advantages though. AT guns placed high in buildings and at different angles across the map could neutralise German armour, allowing the IS-1 to focus on removing infantry from key locations. The fast-moving Soviet artillery, with its rapid elevation changes, could also prove vital to ensuring infantry cannot sustain pressure across many zones. In particular, German MGs will need to be cautious, as soon as they are marked out, they can expect armour and artillery to be removing them from the map from distance with no reliable counters available. Stalingrad is going to be a difficult map for both Axis and Allied forces with the new rule set. The Germans have the better equipped infantry, but unique advantages to the Soviet side could prove to be a difference maker.
Schön rübergezwirbelt. Oh, die Nate war schön,
Doing a great job here. The Stewart's just gonna run over a player.
Alrighty, starting for a go. Game is now kicking off, which is great news. Let's get the music going. It's a bit loud. Let's turn the music down very slightly. There we go, that's better. We're off. Got EG, we've got SC, we're playing Stalingrad. I know nothing about this map, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I've played it, we looked at it yesterday, it was like 16 times ever. I don't think I've played it for about 6 to 8 months at this point either. It'll certainly be interesting to see how this map gets played out. We've seen some early shots come out. We see double luck start here from SC, playing as the Germans here. Don't see any early trucks going down. They've actually even opened up with an additional transport truck, fearing that truck snipe. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they can grab one on this opening up against EG here. See trucks taking the roads. Lux splashing shots off into the distance there as well. Players get run over if he's not careful. He does. He runs over his own squad leader. Oh, no way. Oh, Cosmo, Zune and Tommy do not care one bit. And a big splashing there coming in from SC, taking down a couple of players. But what a deployment from EG, getting so many players into this point here early on. This is a really good start from them. Plenty of players. Very, very narrow deployment. I want to check my map to see just how wide SC deployed. But it looks like maybe they've not got enough players forward here to be able to get control of this at any stage. But they've deployed so wide, though. They're going to look to try and wrap around. They just need to get those opening garrisons built, and they'll be good to go. Certainly, for right now, this point looks like it's going to go the way of EG playing as the Soviets here. But of course, SC do have the height advantage here on this map. They're able to use that hill, able to look down in towards the point from a distance. If they've been smart, they've got plenty of MGs as well. Now this server is chugging away. Gotta be honest with you, that's not me dropping frames. That's just the server chugging. You can tell the difference. See here, they're getting wiped out on this wide push as well. Which is not looking good early on for them, as EG are very, very quickly breaking out of that pinned approach they took. They've done very, very well here to break through this SC line. We'll have to see. They've actually abandoned the recon tank down there. It must have got stuck somewhere, which is interesting. SC looking like they're going to try and take a really, really wide approach with these two players, these two squad leaders. But they certainly set themselves up in a decent defensive position here to stop EG on the quick attack. Bit of an explosion down below. Looks like that might have been... It looked like a satchel to me, but... See any satchel players in sight. It was just a little recon tank, though. Could have been anything killing that one. And then we see the T-34 down here, which I'll absolutely mistake for an IS-1 at some point during this game. Or vice versa. But we see here we've got Bloody Johnson, Elwood and Alex in this T-34 slow crawling its way through. Now, they've dropped a few of their players out of this point. It's not quite as crowded, so they've done well to reposition very, very quickly EG and just keep just a few players back here. More big explosions within the point. But SC are going to struggle to break across this train line. You do have cover. Rail crossing's probably the easiest one to try and push. You do have a lot of cover, thanks to those rail carts, and it is possible to mount up inside of the red ones that you can climb into with MGs if you want to get that close-up MG action going. But I absolutely recommend getting up on that hillside, getting the MGs firing. I certainly don't hear too much. Big explosion off into the distance there. Could have been look like that's a tank going down. Let's go check this out. SC though, look at this. They do have the MGs up. Don't quite hear the buzzsaw firing just yet as they slowly get themselves into position. But they don't really need to see too much. They just need to be able to fire into the point. And certainly these are good locations to be in here. Turn the highlights on so we can see slightly. There we go. That's all highlights. See, they've got that vision across the map now to be able to do so, and those double Luxes there are going to look to try and push the point by the looks of things. Do have this tank up here. Looks like it was the Panzer IV went down. Just too exposed is part of the problem for the tanks on rail crossing. There isn't a lot of too much cover they can utilise. There is some houses for them if they do so wish to do so. EG are breaking out at this point. Fairly quickly, actually. They're not being penned in at all, winning those gunfights. And now they've just got to try and fight across this open train line here, which is never a fun thing to have to try and do here. But Buck could be the guy, could break round. We'll have to take a quick look and see what's going on further to our south, just to see if they are taking wider approaches. We see Magnet down here, Commander Magnet, looking at trying to get round. Wonder if he's dropped some supplies deep early on to try and get himself set up. But It looks like SC, they've set themselves up okay defensively. We should see Q Squad there and get themselves a garrison built. And they'll feel pretty secure in the way their garrison network is set up. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should have a 7th one down here. And we could see a wide 8th garrison built at some stage between Sugar and Nagat Squad if they can break all the way around. We might even see T-Squad here just bring their garrison forward is what I think I'd like to do, just to catch the early presence from EG. But SC, they've got to be a bit quicker than what they're doing right now if they want to break through, because EG are crossing the rail line already. Buck has made that approach. He has managed to get himself across already. And they are looking at going for the human wave offensive across this railway track here. You can see they're smoking to get across, and it is working. It is going to function pretty well for them here. Sitch could get across, A-Team as well. And if they do so, they could wipe the outpost that I think they've got just below us here. Let's take a look down this wall line. A-Team taking out SC players left and right. That's absolutely going to be the outpost gone down there. So A-Team and Sitch have made it across. They've cleared that out, cleared behind the wall. Sitch is going to feel fairly confident to be able to move his outpost across if he wants to. EG are just grinding their way through, and they're doing it pretty quickly here. SC going to have to be cautious here. They've got to try and get these engagements, because right now, EG are breaking through with few engagements, which is really, really odd. And the fact that Bach is actually, he's got no one between him and the point, is very, very odd. That's pretty unusual. Poshavi or Pohaji. God, I've seen this guy's name before and I can never say it. He's absolutely slaying with his FG42 as he pushes through. Looks like the artillery's doing a little bit of work so far. 4 SC, 19 kills already, just 10 minutes into this game, 11 minutes into the game. So the artillery's doing well, but it cannot stop a wide approach, such as the one that EG are taking so far. Only going to be good for those choke points, and Stalingrad is not a map with very many choke points. We're seeing this come to fruition here as this EG team really break through. Let's go check out closer to the point though. We see tanks here getting splashed on. That T-70 there now being blocked by the T-34. They've got to find this Lukes and get rid of it. He's right out in the open. Should be an easy kill. There you go. Lukes goes down. It's off in the distance there. I think the T-70 just shot his own tank, which is interesting. Not an approach I would take personally, but whatever floats your boat. And the other Lukes we can see just off into the distance there. We've got Adfaticat, Valaria, and Nice Nature in that Lukes, just sitting off a little bit. Not much they can particularly do though at the moment. They're in a decent spot to be able to take out infantry as they cross, but again, SC just seem fairly reluctant to actually shoot. I don't know. You know, we're not seeing them engage too much, which is interesting. And EG very quickly breaking their way across this. Kettner's making good trades across that wide road. EG are breaking their way up this hill now, 13 minutes into this game. Sad Demon is very, very close to Yellow House already. And he's going to be just a couple of 100 meters away at this stage. Got a lot of open ground to try and cover to get to Open House. That is the one saving grace SC do have. But I don't see enough MGs. I don't see enough MGs set up to cover these open grounds. MG heaven, really, as these players look to cross this area. But for right now, currently what's going on? Morisato there, taking down 2 off the outpost. That's going to be a nice easy wipe for him as he breaks his way across that road now. Gets taken down by Zizen there with the MG, finally setting one up. He goes down early doors as well. Looks like that might have been A-Team taking him down. Let's see, breaking around the outside. EG could get a little bit unlucky if they're not careful. They could get wrapped up on this front, but they're pushing through with such kind of speed. SC is sitting back at the moment. Whether that will actually be the case. Lenaleas there, or the sniper, coming forward now, bringing an FG42 into action. And he is totally unnoticed right now. Captain's got no idea. I don't know if Lenaleas has too much of an idea, to be fair. He's going to Peek around this corner. Clock one. One off very easily there. But it's not an FG42, is it? It's an SVT. Of course. There you go. FG42 on the other side. Little S goes down though. Yuri picking him off very nicely indeed. Now we're seeing SC finally get into a bit of action. Finally picking up a few trades now. Inside of this point here. Little compound. As they look to push through. Smoker though with the PPSH. Raised down one. Got a second to contend with. He goes down though to Asiel there. Pigeon left in this compound. Morisato, sorry. Looking to continue his W key forward. He breaks through. But we're finally seeing a little bit of defense and depth come through here from SC. We can see they've got MG set off in the distance. I'll tell you what. I'm going to turn, just going to sounds down slightly. Remember the music. Let's just sort out the stream out now that I can see it properly. Back looking at the game in just a second. We're almost good to go. There we go. There we go. We're good. SC though, as I said, a little bit of defense and depth. MG set up deeper now. Able to pin them back, I think, just a little bit. Just provide that sort of cover and fire. MG's got such good range on them to accurately take players down. And with that so little recoil on those MG42s in particular, you can basically use them like a sniper. Unfortunately today I don't have any drawing tools. For some reason my settings got reset, and so that's a no-go today. Didn't have the ability to reset it. Wow, what a swarm wave in here. Lowe's just suddenly coming in on top of this SC player. He's just got to try and chill, I think. Can't really push this. Takes down one as he rounds the corner. New Master goes down below as well. A German peeks around that corner, gets the kill. Very nice indeed. PPSH doing well. They've got to try and break out now. EG. Well, they can't be. They're going to be killed by their own tanks by the looks of things. Which is just splashing into those buildings. Take a quick look at the map. Big airhead, actually. Crazy that's managed to come off. Crazy I didn't even notice it coming through. But EG, wow, what a deployment onto that one. Have to see if they find this airhead though. Let's check the map. Yeah, it's already gone. Great work from them. You know, it's a little bit disappointing, I think, from their side that it landed and got a spawn wave off. But of course, that's not the end of the world. They snuffed it out, and the threat is totally gone now as well. As they look to just set themselves up and in these nice defensive locations. This is the AT guns odd angles I talked about in the map introduction video. See here, SX, these great sightlines, and they're so disposable as well, these AT guns. It really doesn't make a difference if you only get a couple of shots away before you lose it. You just got to try and harass them, get one shot onto the Tiger cresting that hill, and that Tiger has to back off through fear of the IS-1 coming through. SC though, they haven't given up over by rail crossing. They still have a good area of control here. Eggplant's managing to make his way through to turn that corner. Should take down Orbit, I would have thought. Misses 2 shots. Come on, buddy. Gets him on the third, that's okay. German X goes down to the MG as well. And they're finally making up a little bit of ground here. They can try and get across this road. They'll be in good spots, but of course, they're so vulnerable here to fire coming back off that hillside. And also any sort of tanks coming, trying to push through. Void here to try and push forward. Eggplant's just sat off a little bit. He's waiting for friends and a little bit of help here. EG, they've set themselves up well defensively. I can't see them losing this anytime soon. Explosion off into the distance. Looks like that might have been the T-34 going down. Must be the first Tiger rolling forward now from SC. Quick look at the map to see if we can find it. Yep. Just Tiger up in C3 there to be able to use, but also AT guns being set up on this hillside as well now. Great line being formed here from SC. They've managed to stabilise just enough here to generate themselves a little bit of defensive presence around Yellow House at this stage. They look pretty set, I'm going to be honest with you, in terms of garrisons around Yellow House looks fantastic. Nice little bit of micro on these garrisons as well. As I said, they just moved forward this garrison away from this far south. And I actually think T-Squad here is one of their main defensive squads, having been just brought all the way down south to generate this basically map width line. But there's no way that EG can break through without being noticed anywhere on this map. A Sugar Squad get themselves into decent positions. If they can just make their way through, get themselves a garrison up somewhere inside of F4, they can start threatening the back line of that EG front line. Really, I just want to see them try and wrap this front line up here. Get these guys looking different directions. Pig is in a good spot here, but he's just one man with no outpost, so he's going to be unable to really provide enough pressure. Tabbing out again, setting up the stream properly. But SC here at this stage, settling into this quite nicely now, I think. Starting to make their own trades. Poe here should be able to get the SVT firing away. And this is what I mean about just wrapping this front line up. Getting yourself into a position like this really will help just wrap that front line up. Just get a couple of kills from these alternate angles. Going to massively help. SC Assault player there. Taken out by something actually, and now we see the Katyushas coming in. Always fun to watch. Not particularly useful though, but thanks to the fact there's only one artillery gun being manned, realistically we should see a fair few more bombing runs and Katyusha strikes coming in thanks to the additional munitions are available to teams. Poe there has just dropped off a little bit. He's got players up ahead of him. Double recon in this one area, which is interesting. Kind of signals this is really where they see the end of their front line, I think. Because there really isn't too much out here to the south. And I think that's what I'd really like to see from EG. Spread out this line just a little bit. They were making so many good trades early on. They can clearly frag up against SC. So I'd like them just to see them spread this line a little bit, try and move this SC front line across, find themselves another little way through. Because right now they are getting stalemated in, and they have been stuck here now for 5-10 minutes at this stage. Down by rail crossing though. Eggplant has made his way through very nicely actually. He gets taken down by Boyd, unfortunately. And German there. Really make sure with the rocket. Seems a little bit unnecessary, but hey, whatever floats your boat, right? If you've got to get those kills, got to get those kills somehow. Meng Meng there. Taking down Kuguks. And then he's traded out by Boyd. Good trades it once again from EG. This is what they've done well so far in this game. Make these really favourable trades. Gonna struggle pushing across this road though. I think they don't have weight and numbers down here, and I think they'll be okay with that. I don't think they'll be too worried about keeping SC back this far here. The only worry would be if they suddenly just drop a whole another squad or two into this zone and really make those trades. But at that stage then I think they could collapse their front line because they're so narrow here. Not too far for them to really travel to get back into action. But interesting. EG have actually brought a tank up across the road here. Now what do we got? Is this an IS-1 or is this a T-34? Let me see the front of it. It's the only way I can tell. It's a T-34 they've brought forward here and through. So they're feeling like this is a bit of a disposable tank potentially as they start to look to try and bring IS-1s up onto the field. Let's check the map though, see if SC are bringing any more tanks through. Looks like they've got one coming through here. They'll have a second Tiger tank up on the field. And if they do what this tank up north is doing with Lonely and Big, certainly that's a way of breaking through. And look at these lovely flares they're setting up on the front line. It's really going to help them out here. We're finally seeing a little bit of wide pressure though from EG as Smoker and Adizima break through this line. they start to pressure the front side of Yellow House, but I don't know if they're going to get the weight of numbers at all during this game here. Yeah, Disma there, just waiting for that flare to go off. And realise he's surrounded by these C players, and this is what I like about the wide defence that SC are playing right now. They're going to be able to just work their way up and address this EG push on two different sides, make them worried, make them consider a couple of different angles, and you're much more likely to make these favourable trades. See though, closer, worried about Adisma. I think they're going to hop into this house. No way. In the house with you, buddy. Oh, run into the wall. Disma using the PPSH full capability, but Yellow did not have any idea that he was in there. Now Disma to be caught surely through that window. There you go. The MP40 takes him down. Take a quick swing out and just see how this EG line is doing. Look at Whistler playing a little bit defensive. I think they're trying to sniff out the GAT squad down here. We've got the GAT squad and Sugar squad right next to each other. Actually, I'm interested. Guy over here is like barely moved for the last 5 minutes or so. He must be just a little bit concerned. Andreev there seems to have an idea he's out this direction, so he must be pinging something hot at least. I'm hoping he's got a mark onto this heavy tank here as well. That's definitely an IS-1. Going to look to try and threaten those Tigers off into the distance at rail crossing. Of course, they had one moving forward, but that Tiger is actually getting himself pretty exposed here. But he's sat right in the front line. They'll absolutely know where he is. I just don't know if they can do too much about him for right now. Thanks to that nice little dip that he's managed to get himself sat in. We've got to try and move these players across this road though. They've got to try and commit a few more players into this area, is my opinion. I take a look at the map, and T-Squad has narrowed off just a little bit from down south, but I'd like to just try and see one of them drop another squad in up north here and to try and break across. Certainly going to be possible. They just need that weight of numbers. But SC here really narrowing off this front line as they look to try and wrap up this area within E5 and just force them to fight, as I say, on two different fronts. Sugar Squad, though, if he can just keep going, he's just got to get himself into a decent position here. And again, they could be pretty dangerous. The GAT Squad way out of the way, not affecting too much of the game. House Squad pretty similar. They just need to continue their way and making their way north towards rail crossing. Eventually, they'll find themselves in pretty impressive and threatening positions. Ming Ming there, or just below, taking a trade off just by this wall. Tiger starting to push his way through as well. Crusader goes down to Ming Ming. Good shooting there. Headshot from German. Deals with that. What I mean, just Ming Ming on his own. He's not going to be able to do too much, unfortunately. They've got to try and mass up just a few more players, I think, to try and break it across. You're just going to keep trickle feeding one player across this road at a time. I think EG will feel pretty confident about trying to deal with that, even despite the Tiger knocking right on this front door. See though, we're getting some close-up fighting action here between Lol. Takes down two as he rounds that corner. See though, got plenty of players in the mix down here, able to make that trade as necessary. Again, this is such a narrow fighting area. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I thought we'd see pretty much full map width in Stalingrad, because it's so open. You can cover so much more ground as an individual. Looks like it's becoming a real slog in here as Sony just slowly crawls forward. My problem is with Sony's position, I just don't really know what he can accomplish down here. Might take out one or two players just to rest that hill. But he really kind of needs to try and get himself up a little bit closer. His smokes will certainly help as he does so. 013 there, making a bit of a break across. And it's good timing as well, actually, as all of those EG players ahead just went down. Sad Demon and Anio, though, doing well just to cover off that approach. .34 also being a bit of a nuisance, but again, I think I'd like to see this be a little bit more effective and just getting himself, maybe just shooting through this gap here. You could easily have moved infantry up there, and by now Sad Demon absolutely going off on one though, by the looks of things, as he shoots out of that window and door. But I think the T-34 might be feeling a little bit vulnerable here, just to this target tank, which looks like it's just going to back off a little bit as he's being threatened here, and potentially by an IS-1, C1 here, I think. Looks like they're just going to try and cut their way through. AT guns as well. What an angle for an AT gun. To cover this off, you saw the SC tank up this road, and then they managed to very quickly get this AT gun up and ready just to cover that off. Artillery doing a fantastic job. 67 kills so far, and before this SC artillery AT gun goes down below to that artillery as well. Getting plenty of kills here as he's landed on top of Kugiks and Crusader and Astaroth's squad. There's got to be an opportunity to break across this at some point. It's really only a few players holding this line here. C will surely make it across at some stage. Meng Meng goes down to Crusader. Bambo's looking to try and get himself up on that MG. SC assault player's going to round this corner. Slow peeking. Slow peeking. It's the slowest peek. Doesn't even have a gun out. There we go. He takes down Crusader. Now's the time. Boyd, though, is looking across. He's going to see the SC assault player. There you go. Eggplant's going to have an idea there's someone up there. There is absolutely an opportunity down here. I think the EG defensive line is pretty deep here. Gobila is in the point. Can see the Hetty Puka. He's asking just to see some of the pings. Of course, 15 minutes, but I'll show the pings of EG, who are pretty much next door to Finland. There we go, and the SC players all sat over a 200 ping. I don't know about that one, Chief. It's 1,000 ping. That's uncomfortable. I would describe 1,000 ping as being uncomfortable, but 290, 300 ping there. Yeah, it's not quite comfortable. I'm genuinely concerned by the 1,000 ping player though, who's even managed to just lose his level. As I look at this, classic hell at least. Dive in tanks now. Here we go. This is the sort of action I was looking for. Because at this stage now, I mean, the Tiger's getting himself a bit exposed. He's covered by this Luxo. Boyd's going to try and get himself involved. Which way is he going to go? Going to go for that Lux. Takes him down very nicely. Tiger is exposed in the rear now. Boyd should be able to get one shot off with that bazooka. TC hops out. Jumps out. Gets taken down by Boyd. Now Boyd's going to just redeploy, surely. Just get yourself killed. Get more of those rockets in play. It's got to be done. That Tiger really wasting its opportunity, I think. That wasn't the time to make that quick dive into it. You had very, very little infantry support in there, despite the looks being pretty much next to you. But here we go. This is really the threat that I've been wanting to see for a long time. That's going to be Sugar Squad. He's got himself the garrison and the outpost up. We see just below that that Tiger goes down. Now, there was a little bit of a threat for a minute over at Yellow House. Let's take a quick look over here. Looks like they've managed to retreat through, get players back into that point. If they could stabilise, they could hit EG with a pretty quick counter into the rear. There's certainly a possibility of committing a few more players into that Sugar Squad attack. Managed to just break this front line a little bit, slowly but surely, and EG so far really have not lost any ground through this game. That's a pretty big advantage if you just doesn't matter if you gain or lose any over sort of a 5-minute period, but the fact they haven't lost anything over 25-minute period is pretty impressive. Now they're running Tank Sword. That's a T-70 below us. alongside a T-34 still alive. Pressuring these players. I'm surprised they haven't got a Tiger involved just to deal with this T-34 yet. Been a bit of a nuisance throughout. Be a fairly easy kill for a Tiger as well. A little bit of contest coming in at Yellow House. That's all sector pressure though. And Sugar Squad's outpost is still up totally clean, as is that garrison. That pressure now coming in at Yellow House. You can see the sort of line that EG are trying to take through. It's pretty clear here. What I really want to see now is Able and House Squad make quick progress forward up towards this front line. But those two tanks are going to be an absolute nuisance if they're not careful. Don't particularly see any tanks coming forward to help either. The one Tiger tank just there making his way through to rail crossing, but the real threat down here at Yellow House right now. Now they should be able to deal with this. Oh, dropping frames. That's classic Stalingrad. Let's check my own ping at this stage. Oh yeah, look at that. Spiking my ping up. That's always nice. Server is having a lovely time. As my ping gets itself another 70 milliseconds. Puka, I wanna check the server out, buddy. Not having a good time, is what I'll say. I'm amazed that this cap pressure is still coming in though. It's just about being defended, I think, at this stage. No, it's actually still being taken. Despite all of these SC players within the point, it's just due to these two tanks, I think. And these guys are going to get absolutely slaughtered as they come out and face the front of these tanks. T-34 takes one rocket into the side. Gunner now covering off that approach as well. 70 takes a rocket. Gotta deal with these tanks or they are going to be in real big trouble here. There you go, T-70 goes down. That's really going to help. That's a lot of cap pressure suddenly out of the game. Don't have enough rockets left over for this T-34. He gets run over though. Satchel boy coming in. I have to run all the way around. It's going to be a long run. That tank's going to continue backing up, I think. Surely, no, don't get yourself satcheled. Oh, Bub's on top. Good approach. Oh, he gets taken down. The satchel's not placed. Cosmo Zoon and Tommy, they live to fight another day. They're still capping this point though. They're just getting so many good trades out of this tank. And the MGs, I think, doing absolute work within it. This would be such a poor cap. I'm going to be honest, if EG make this work, it's not the greatest of caps. And SC really should be dealing with this. Got to get tanks involved, I think. Because at the moment, this T-34 is just running riot. They're going to have enough, they're going to have fuel surely immediately. Get themselves up an IS-1 immediately if they go down. But are just getting just enough trades here to win this one. Panzerschreck's into the T-34. This T-34's got no right to be alive. Absolutely no right. Satchel's being placed. I don't know if that got... No, it's not quite on. Eggplant can't quite get it. Can't believe what a poor cap there, really, for SC to concede at this stage. Really nothing within Yellow House. But they've been pushed all the way back now to Nail Factory, and Sugar Squad here just did not get enough going for himself over at Rail Crossing to take the pressure off. They're okay for now. They've got decent flanking outposts, but I think the real worry right now is if they can just run straight between Yellow House and Nail Factory. Because there is very little standing in their way and a fairly easy approach for them. Between those 2 points. Is this a Panzer IV or is this a Tiger? Now making their way forward. Panzer IV looking to try and engage with the T-34. Man, these SC players getting traded once again. This is what happened earlier on, and right at the start of the game, EG just kind of turned the screw and got those trades when needed. Seems to be happening right now. Getting a little bit unlucky. Bombing run lands. And does get a few decent trades, keeps that tank from being able to be repaired. They're going to get rid of it though. These players are going to be in for a bit of a rude awakening once they cross this open ground. Die here if he's paying attention. Could get quite a few kills. They don't. Oh no, Die turns around, drops off. Takes down Pigeon, there you go. He's facing the right way now. Big Rick comes off of that T-34. Panzer IV taking a little bit of damage. 34. How is it still alive? Shot just low there as well. Trying to kite backwards and forwards, but at the moment they're just hitting all of the fences in between each other. That's a turret shot there onto the Panzer IV. And you've got so many shots it can take, surely. There you go. This T-34's got absolutely zero right to be alive. This is crazy stuff. How are they getting away with it? I don't know. But at some stage, you got to say, it's, you know, it's got to be skill. It can't be luck this entire time because they're doing a fantastic job. And now they've got the threat of infantry right on top of them once again. SC making their way inside of Yellow House, but the infantry is finally kind of caught up with this tank. The fact that it was such a poor cap, though, really, with so little control around Yellow House, is allowing SC to come back into this and potentially grab that quick recap. General, though, himself into a great location. Got to try and take down 013. He goes down, though. Key spawning point right here around 013. They've got to try and take care of and deal with. Getting cap pressure back inside at this point now, though, as SC are putting so many players now inside, just about being defended. Surely, no way. It's just Zune left in this tank at this stage. Rocket Boy not dealing with it. He's not interested. Satchel's coming in. This T-34 is going down. They must have redeployed back to HQ to try and get themselves an IS-1 up. Now that the infantry's joined them, that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's leave the gunner in that tank, and he goes down pretty early, but he's been enough of a nuisance there that he'll be pretty pleased with the action that he's got. Tiger coming through from mid HQ now, past Nail Factory. They've got players between Nail Factory and Yellow House, but it's not a far run between these 2 points at all. And between Rail Crossing and Yellow House, it was quite the distance that EG had to try and cover. These 2 points are very, very close now. But just how narrow EG played to get that cap, it wouldn't surprise me if they can brute force their way through once again. See off into the distance there. UEG players looking to wrap around onto Nail Factory. But even then, they're really not wide on this map at all. And an SC here, just all over the place. All over the place. No real presence around Yellow House. They've got a decent line of garrisons being set up, but nothing really to pressure from early on onto Yellow House. And they do look to try and generate anything from these wide areas they're in. It's going to take a long time for that to actually come to fruition. Really just Fox Squad on this point now. That is the main threat. HEC, this is an IS-1 here, up into the point. We've got Bloody Johnson, Hellwood and Alex. I come across a Tiger pretty soon. Must have a mark on this Tiger because they are looking right at it. They've absolutely got an idea. But off in the distance, looks like maybe, is that a second Tiger? Making its way forward. Let's see them just pair these tanks up. Much like EG did with the lighter tanks. These tanks up and they'll be good to go. But if they get picked off one by one, they'll be in trouble. IS-1, just chilling. Should be able to get that shot in, turret shot there, onto the Tiger tank through tiniest of margins. Tiger tank does back off. They need to engage from the IS-1. I don't think they know about the second Tiger just yet. Of course, engaging at this stage could put them in a bit of a dodgy predicament with that second Tiger back there. Got to try and clear this infantry out ahead of them. What SX Anio and Morisato are about to do, actually. Oh, starting to get pressured, and as that squad leader, I want to hold that position for now, but he's about to go, I think. Arto, general pressuring. Anio started to run across now. Omenos getting suppressed. Morisato rounds that corner. Doesn't actually get one, actually. Gets a second as well. Oh, dives around. But Luckily for Morisato, General gets to trade in though, manages to save that one. Let's take a look. Those outposts are gone, and all that pressure has been totally relieved on Yellow House now. But Ian is now just the closest player to that point. EG are getting dangerously close here to Nail Factory. Tiger looking to peek. Yeah, IS-1 is not interested though. He actually takes a bit of a turret shot. He is interested. I thought he was going to back off and not go for that. Go for that point. Yeah, I mean, Reese says it all. I'll never play EG on Stalingrad again. These guys just know how to play the map, right? They've played it a couple of times now. It's be sort of like their idea of a home pick, which makes sense. Yeah. Russian players enjoying the Russian maps. IS-1, these tankers are doing such good work. 34 earlier. Such short work of all of the infantry around them. That Tiger backing off though. Not interested. This IS-1 is bold as hell. I mean, they'll not even stop and get the reps up. Interesting. I don't. No tank. No tank simps the site. IS-1's got to drop off now. Surely he's got to go. Just a shot away and now they back off. Communication between driver and gunner. See them just get themselves a rep station up. Maybe a little tank simp nearby. Disma's coming up now. Alex and Hellwood hop out. Could be a quick rep up at this stage. No Tuesday. Disma's going to try and build that rep station, I think. Wow, look at this infantry now. Really getting corralled into such a small area here. They're all in a little compound. This will be the tank fight that never ends. It's going to have to be a real big mistake for one of these tanks to go down. But yeah, Tabuka, I think you're right, to be honest with you. Don't play Stalingrad. It's not a fun map. Not a fun map for either team, I'm going to be honest with you. At the moment, EG certainly making this look like it's easy work here. The artillery from C has been absolutely on point here. 109 kills. We're just over halfway through this game. It's a good time to take a quick look at the stats. Go 9 kills for the artillery from SC, which is crazy stuff. Boyd here, 35 with that PPSH. Pizza Mozzarella, 43 on the artillery. That though, fairly evenly traded, I think, within this one, but the artillery differential is crazy. 2.5 per minute now for the SC artillery, but amazed by this guy. Hang on. One death per minute. This guy. What a man. What a man. Look at this. How many deaths has he got? 44 deaths. 1 death per minute. He's only got 4 kills. What a champ. Going. At some stage, surely you'd thought he might, he might stop pushing. Never know. Maybe. Maybe. Not right now, though. He's going to continue going. It looks like right on the front door now, Astaroth, Morisato. Going to look to try and knock on it and break through. 18 there. Got off a couple of kills. That's a spawn that he's got his eyes on right there. Mai is looking at crossing this road. And he does so, actually. He gets across right underneath Morisato. Going to take down 18, I would have thought, if he pokes his head out. Also, takes down the outpost, though. Good play from him. Focusing on that spawn. Turns around that corner. Takes down 1. Takes down 2. Oh, and then 18 goes down to artillery. Looks like he was actually just reloading, unable to deal with it. Morisato hops out. Mai goes down to absolutely nothing. I don't know how he goes down there, but Morisato's still up. Needs to replace that outpost though, but he's totally on an island right now, and he is vulnerable. I don't think he's going to be able to get his spawn placed as these SC players absolutely swarm towards him. What is going on up here though? What an absolute mess on the staircases. No one can shoot through it. I don't even know how Astaroth got up there. I'm going to be honest with you. But There are plenty of players up on that rooftop. Arto now as well. Totally surrounded, but he'll be quite happy with the way that they're playing right now, I think. As they've got them penned back into Nail Factory. Let's take a look at the map. Trigger Squad, Charlie Squad, they've made the way all the way around. They can capitalise on these spawns. They've got to. Because at the moment, SC really have not had, you know, real quantifiable threat around Yellow House. Let's take a look. They do have a fairly decent run through to Yellow House, actually. This SC squad leader here could risk it with an outpost, I think. This might be what he's doing, is he just stay alive. They could very easily get players into Yellow House. But EG still working their way around. They look to try and push all the way through towards the HQ area. The problem with that is, I'll get rid of the spawns, so at this stage I'd favour just keeping players around where A-Team and Boyd are and breaking their way through this. Let's just focusing on, I love to see a stuck supply truck about 20 metres out of HQ. That is pretty unfortunate. It's tanked, so I mean, they're being picked. Are they just, did they deal with that IS-1? It looks like they might have done. I don't see him. Oh no, he's still there. Still getting repped up. Still got him penned by the Tiger as well. The tank simp goes down. Surely this next one will be the one. And Johnson hops out. Surely they're going to get the kill. Fuchsia's coming in. A little bit of work there. Shot onto the turret of this Tiger. Such a narrow angle. Back off, please. Just finish that tank off. There you go. IS-1 goes down, finally. It looks like they've got themselves 3 Tigers up on the defensive in this point. 1, 2, 3. Surely got to capitalise. 3 Tigers up. I see any IS-1s between them now. Yellow House, they really could make some ground up. Need to see them commit, because at the moment EG is still breaking through around Nail Factory. Poe has Poe up on top of this rooftop again. No right to be able to get up here, I'm going to be honest with you. Making himself an absolute nuisance up here. It just keeps keep these MGs from being able to comfortably fire. He's going to be able to keep these tanks continuously pinged if he so wants to. Oh, MG finally makes himself up onto the top, takes down Poe. Tanks are just pure chaos, so doesn't look like there's anything coordinated really about this. See though, Linnaeus looking at Hayden. He surely get yeah, charging the Tiger tank like that doesn't particularly go too well for most players. Need to try and get some AT in. Orisato goes down there as well now. But the big threat, I think, is where Anio, Zuko and General are, as they totally wrap all the way around at the side of Nail Factory now. Supplies dropping in pretty close because they've taken down some of these frontline garrisons. But my problem is, what is this bomber? I don't know what that. No, I don't know what you were hoping to achieve with that. It's certainly not going to help you push in, I don't think. They've wasted a few munitions there, but it's okay. They seem to have plenty to go around. Even using a strafing run, still got 200 left. Orisato got reset just a little bit, but Yellow House looking pretty comfortable right now. No threat around it. EG doing a very, very good job at just keeping this under wraps for now. Even keeping the pressure up on the front door here of Nail Factory. Just they've got to try and get rid of these Tigers. That's the big issue they've got right now. But with Splash and HE, seem to be doing okay. General is still, how is General still? He's just ran all the way through. He's just basically doing whatever he wants. Oh, hang on. Well, he could be an AT, could be a satchel player. Hard to tell. Drum mag, PSH. I don't know what that means, whether it's satchel or not. Oh, the artillery. Slaughter in those players spawning in there. Got a couple of outposts. General's going to wipe them. Oh, he only gets one. Gets team killed by the artillery, I think. The one outpost goes down. Such a shame, but I mean, that artillery is just killing everything within that point. Not much escaping, unfortunately. I just about does, but Valde now, inside of this point, can bring his outpost all the way forward if he so chooses to. They have got not much standing between Smoker and Astaroth and this point now. Two players. They surely don't have too much longer within this game, I would have thought. Just the tanks, I think, slow them down. They're not wanting to push through them, or unable to at least. Seeing an IS-1 for a hot second though. They must be dragging one forward from the back, I would have thought. Astaroth getting himself into the point of Disma as well. But cap pressure in at Yellow House. It's just a tank, isn't it? There is an SL in there. I don't know whether he'll move his outpost forward and into the point. Certainly his outpost is quite the ways back, actually. Oh my god. Why have you spawned far out of the fight? So far out. SX, is he going to get the satchel onto the Tiger? Crewman hops out. I think he's going for the rep, though. Oh, don't tell me you're going to get away with this. SX, don't tell me. Takes down one right outside the tank. Oh. Decent splash there, though. Gets rid of SX. Must have not... running the satchel. It's currently being defended in at Yellow House. A decent recall back to it. They should be able to snuff this one out. It's Suki and MH now looking to try and get themselves into the point. They're actually just about capping once again. It's still this tank is the problem. Going to try and get rid of it. Providing a decent amount of cap power there. And within it, again, don't make this a terrible cap, EG. Capped it terribly. Don't lose it terribly. Lose it to just a tank in the point. Can you wait to cap points? You just drive a tank in and no one can deal with it? Certainly looks like it could happen 2 times in a row. The artillery again from SC is absolutely on point. Taking people out of spawns. Anio making his way forward, but the artillery landing right on top of a garrison or an outpost back there. I'm not too sure. Anio's getting himself involved. He get the satchel off. Struggling to actually place it though. As that tank just continues to turn. Can't climb up on top. Climb on the back is the only way, and he gets taken out. Quite run over. Shot. Crazy how EG are now going to lose this point. Actually, just an odd bit of tank play, really. But they've got infantry into the point now. It's a good outpost. They've managed to get forward. Etsuki goes down. There's the SC AT playing Yuri as well. Gobbler and Sad Demon did a fantastic job. Artillery really killing off those spawn waves. And doing a fantastic job at shutting down the defense. Finally seeing a tank come forward though. Please tell me. Are they going to deal? Are they going to deal with this this Tiger? It non-pens. It non-pens in the Tiger. Oh, another one non-pens. Then he misses. Finally someone deals with it. Oh my god. Well, I don't understand how that occurs. These guys are better tankers than that. I don't even know what the second shot came from. It must be quite a ways out. But somehow it non-pens regardless. And they're finally dealing with this SC push. LOL here will likely have taken out the outpost already. Take a quick look. No, the Gat squad is still just about up there. They are getting artilleried. Cute Pig, who was commander, and now it's MH. I don't know why they've switched. Interesting. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. He doesn't fancy being commander anymore, or was being told not to be. But Cute Pig goes down. His outpost is still up, but surely that tank's just going to continue rolling forward, and he'll just grab that by proxy. Take a look though at Nail Factory. Has it done the job? Has it done what they needed it to do? Yeah, it looks like all of the pressure from Nail Factory has been taken off. EG had a full redeploy and brought most of their players back. Just one SL now, and Valde still in the background. In general, of course, continuing his way into the point. Back over here, I mean, all over the place at the moment, but this Tiger here has been damaged by AT. He's just slowly crawling off, having been a little bit upset, but now being covered by Kamenos, Ouch, and Etsuki. Looks to try and get... What a terror. Don't stop and rep in the middle of the road, surely, come on. Gotta go find yourself a little bit of cover at least, just a little bit of protection. But it was almost there. Such a shame they didn't just dump another tank forward. That Tiger they had forward was doing so much good work that really, second Tiger would have made that push pretty much unstoppable. Could have just covered each other. These guys, like ships in the night, not going to notice each other. Maybe this Tiger has noticed actually. Going to start turning in towards him. Not too sure what he's doing actually. He might just be a little bit stuck in that house. Wants to try and get himself, out. But you hear Big Johnson, Hellwood, Alex, along with their tank Cosmo Zune, Tommy. They're going to look to now try and push into Rail Factory. It's going to be the main way that they try and cap this. I think they're actually getting players forward. Morisato and then Dreve pushing forward. Sonny already up on top of this rooftop. We've seen them like to utilise now. And this front line is starting to melt. It is certainly starting to melt here. There's nothing between them and this point at this stage. Going to just be artillery, I think, to stop them if they drag it back. But I can still see artillery landing in the background. Don't know whose it is. Dreve getting himself into the point now. Risato too. There's no way. There's no way they're just going to give this up like this, are they? Take a look at the map. They've got garrisons, but it looks like a couple of squads. So many squads got wiped. It looks like 3 on this garrison, 3 down south. That's how you cap a point, is wipe that many squad leaders all at once and not give them the opportunity to reset. And they are right on top of them now. It'd be easy to catch as they move off of these garrisons. They're being pinned back in. Morisato's up inside the point now. Right inside the circle. And Dreve is almost there as well now. Going to be able to fill those squads up. Risato, he is all on his own. Track that outpost down and get 6 players spawned. Would be good to cap, I think. Even airhead it at this stage if you got the resources for it. What's going on here? These guys are almost on top of each other. Just a fall below each other. And covering this. I see. I understand the idea. I just don't know if you're able to do too much unless you don't have your outpost up. And a Jig Squad, you don't have an outpost, buddy. You're gonna need to grab one. This Tiger's so close to being inside the point. He goes down though. So this IS-1 here. He was being squeezed. Oh, look at the EG tank play. 3 tanks on the screen right now, all just pushing themselves on towards Nail Factory. And if they just drop those 3 tanks inside the point, it is game, set and match. There's no way they'd be able to defend against those 3 tanks inside the point at this stage of the game. It's close to HQ and they can reinforce with Tigers pretty quick, but don't know if they'd have the time to be able to do that. Just a minute left on this cap. EG looking fantastic here, with their tank gameplay going very, very well. They're just slowly pushing their way through. All 3. Hop out of Cosmo's tank. It must have been satcheled as they look for it. Cosmo did go down. That tank might be a goner. Just get yourself in the point. Make sure you counter for cap. Don't worry about the tank. Count for cap pressure at this stage. EG surely have got this on lock now. Look how many players they've managed to swarm forward at this point in the game. I just do not see a way that they can get themselves back into this at this stage. A fantastic game from EG there. They just slowly ground their way through the front door of SC, but I feel like SC did not put up enough resistance between the 2 points and really gave away Yellow House for free, in my opinion, to Zune's tank, not dealing with it, not dropping their own tanks defensive enough. But there we go, that is 5-0 at EUG. What a fantastic win that one is. I'll drop the command for the commander as always through these scores so people can see it. We're having a look at how the tank squad etc. did. Won't have enough time for the scores. We're down 1,200, 1,350 for tank scores. Let's take a look at the final stats so far. I mean, the SC artillery did fantastic work there. 164 kills, 2.67 kills per minute. Pizza Mozzarella, 1.13 kills per minute on the artillery as well. Whoever this is, MG42, 64 kills work, but then we start seeing EG really come into the dominance to that point with their kills and kills per minute, doing a fantastic job. But big up to this one SC player getting 6 kills and 59 deaths. I'm a massive fan of someone who's willing to find their way through that much. I guess appreciate you hanging out and coming and stopping and watching SC versus EG. Plenty of games on tonight. Make sure you check out all the stream links and stuff. Seasonal Discord for those, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.